gasoline on your fire.
Well, hello. Welcome to another episode of Adventuring with Jaron. On today's episode, we're gonna go look for geodes. I've got a pin. We're going out near the Utah-Nevada border. It's about 10-15 miles from the Nevada border, so we'll still be in Utah, and we're gonna look for geodes. This will be the same area where I shot my first YouTube video, where we found agate. Originally we were looking for geodes. The road got washed out and I got out of the truck to look at the road ahead, and I found agate everywhere. So today we're going back out to that area. We're gonna try to make it to the geode pin and see what we can find. I got Bodie here with me today, and he's gonna sniff them out for us. If you commented on my last video where we camped inside of Devil's Playground and looked for quartz crystals, you're gonna wanna stick around until the end of this video. We're gonna do the drawing. For everyone who commented on that last video, you're automatically entered into the drawing, and we'll be doing that at the end of this video. I'm giving away all the quartz crystals that we found in that episode. So if you win, I'll ship them out to you, and there's some pretty good ones in there. I'm even including a few from one of my first videos. So we're gonna go out here today. We're gonna see what we can find, and hopefully we find some pretty big geodes. I'm told we don't even have to dig for them out here. They're just above the surface. They're everywhere on the surface from what I'm told. So we'll see if that's true. I can't wait to see what we find.
It's a simple little word, spurs on my boots, hear that sharp sound heard. Adrenaline's pumping, heartbeats like drums, horses hooves thumping, can you hear them hum? Out on the range where the wild winds blow, thunder rolls in and the timbers grow. A spitting venom with every word, chaining souls like a caged bird. What is freedom when they suffocate? Rising up, I won't hesitate. You're wasted, wasting your life. You're wasted, you gotta pay the price. You're wasted, every day you're wasted.
We are about 2 miles away from the geode pin. We're gonna be able to get there with no problem today. The roads are completely dry. Just had to stop to let Bodie out. The road was a little rough. It looks like it's getting a little better. Just wanted to stop right here. It looks like an old field right here. You can see the lines in the field. So I just wanted to get out and take a look through here, see what kinds of rocks are on the ground. Because we got this eroded hill right here. So I just wanted to see what kinds of material was on the ground right here. It's a pretty windy day today.
Know what these big city folks think. Just cause I'm from the country don't mean I'm weak. You can try to walk over, but honey, you're cowboy's got spirit and it runs wild and free.
We made it to the pin. So we're at the location. I forgot my buckets. I thought I had a couple of buckets with me, but I got a basket, so we'll see if I can fill it up. We're gonna walk down this little wash here and see if we can find any geodes. There's half of one. I wish I had a squirt gun. Did not bring a squirt bottle or buckets, so I am not doing so well on the collecting, on bringing the right tools I need to collect today. So they really are all over the ground right here. So I guess it's a matter of finding the best ones. Alright, well, let's get to it. I'm gonna see what I can find, see if I can't find any larger geodes. Well, it didn't take long for me and Bodie to get some rocks into our basket here. So and then we just got down to a spot right here, and there's just a piece of a geode right there. Look at this one. Just a little guy. Throw it in there. Has struck these trees right here. Here's a piece of chert. That's interesting. Huh. That's a solid piece. That's a big chunk of, looks like chert. Wow. Just saw the tip sticking out and went to move it, and I knew it was way bigger. I'll keep that. That's interesting. Hopefully we'll find more of that. Wow. That's just a big solid piece. Piece of a geode. I'll just follow this little wash down and hopefully we'll find some. I'm looking for like fist-sized or bigger sized geodes that aren't split yet. Oh wow, that one's got some beautiful color in it right there. Small though. Came up on a lizard den. Lizard started scattering and then he got this big one up here. That was pretty cool. Lizards everywhere. Oh wow. Oh, that one's already broken in half. That's a pretty big one. Well, the little basket is filling up pretty quick. Keep finding geodes. There is some beautiful colors in these. I want to know what these look like under the black light. Wow. I really wish I had a spray bottle out here. I need a spray bottle. When you start getting into the geodes and picking up some larger ones, you want to find light ones. This one's really heavy. This one's small. This one's about 1/4 of the weight as this one right here. And I just broke it with my finger. Okay, so I'm walking on the road, and this is where I'm seeing the most geodes with some crystal formations in them. Whoa. Okay, so right on the road here, we had a geode right here that was stuck right in the road. We ran it over. We ran right over that, and I just extracted it right out of its pocket there. So right next to this mountain lion or coyote crap right here on the road. So we'll see what that geode looks like. Got it there in our basket. It's got some lines running through it. And if a geode doesn't have a cavity on the inside, it technically makes it a thunder egg. So some of these are thunder eggs out here. I might go look up there a little bit, walk up this hill, and then me and Bodie are gonna take this road out of here, and I believe it goes right past where we found some agate the first time we came out this way. So we might stop for a minute and grab a few pieces of agate on the way out of here. And now I'm just noticing there's a trail that goes up over here. We might go see where that trail goes. We're gonna walk up this trail before we leave. We have a geode right here. So this is what the geodes are growing, well, not growing in, but are encased in, is this granite type material here. It's rhyolite. So this is from a volcano, and it has captured these geodes and encased them in it, inside of it. So that's pretty cool. We just found a few more examples of it, the geodes being encased. So we'll keep following this trail up. Maybe we'll see a lot more of this, and I don't know, maybe there's geodes up here too. If you see a trail near a pin for some rocks, it's worth following the trail. Most of the pins are near the locations. They're not always right on top of the locations. Alright, we came up the trail. The truck's down there. We came up this trail. It comes up this way, and then it goes down that way, and it also goes this way along the ridge. So it looks like from the top here it branches off into 3 spots. Looks like maybe cattle trails, also used by humans, because this is the geode pin right here. Getting into some like a green material. It's like a chert or a jasper type material, and there's a lot of it. Well, we're gonna make our way back to the truck. I about slipped and fell right there as I came off the trail. We're gonna make our way back to the truck, and then we're gonna probably try to get out of here this way instead of going back the way we came in. And then we'll see if we can stop and find some agate. Just a few pieces of agate real quick. Some good pieces. And then we're gonna head on home. We found the geodes. Pretty stoked about that. I hope we got some good ones. Got a handful of them that aren't broken yet. So we'll crack those open and I'll show you guys the results. And we'll see what those geodes look like, and then we'll do the drawing for the winners, or the winner of the crystals from the last video, camping at Devil's Playground. All right, we stopped on the way out. We're in the pin where there is some agate. So already finding chunks of agate. So we'll collect a few pieces of agate before we hit the road and head home. I'd say it's been a very successful adventure today. Thanks for watching. If you're watching, if you like what you've seen so far, please subscribe and like this video. If you comment on my videos, sometimes there are drawings. I won't be holding a drawing for this video, however, I will be holding drawings for future videos. There's some nice agate. It's a pretty good chunker. Another good chunker, good chunk of agate. Well, we'll see if we can find a couple of pieces to keep and get polished up. All right, we walked around for about 15 minutes, picked up some pieces of agate. This one has like orange. This one has red in it. This one's got red and orange. This one's a pretty big chunk. It looks like it's gonna have some red and orange in the middle. It's white and kind of purple going into it. This was cool. This has some pink in it. And I got this one that's got some really nice reds in it. Found a piece of some like common opalite. So that's pretty cool. I'll throw that one. Probably gonna throw most of these before I leave. Yeah, that's what we found out there, just walking around for a few minutes. So We just walked around. The dirt is kind of more orange, and that's where I find most of the agate, is in that darker orange color. And it's kind of throughout this lower wash right here. And then up there on the mountain, you get more orange. And that's kind of where I find the agate out here. The Nevada border is like 4 miles that way from here, so we got a couple hour drive to get home, so we're gonna hit the road. We're gonna head on out of here and get started on headed home. So we found some really cool stuff. I'm more than happy to share with you guys. We've made it back. We got some of these geodes cleaned up, and the agate too. So we got these rocks cleaned up. I scrubbed them a little bit. So let's take a look and see what we found, and then we'll do the drawing. I got 10 entries. 11 entries into the drawing. So I got 11 names. I had 11 commenters, and then we'll see who wins from the last episode. Yeah, let's take a look and see what we got. We got some nice geodes. And they're not actually geodes. Sorry, these are thunder eggs with opalite. So I cracked this one open and it's got opal in the middle of it. And these would glow really well under a black light with the opalite. And then on a couple of them, there's also this crystal structure going through the opalite. I'm not quite sure what that is. If you know what that is, please comment. I would be interested in knowing what kind of mineral is running through the opalite here. So we got a good couple handfuls of geodes, or thunder eggs, sorry. This is why they call them thunder eggs. They kind of have an egg shape to them. And then we found some really nice pieces of agate, including this chunker. Really want to get this one polished up, see what it'll look like once it's polished. This piece of agate right here is actually coral. So it's an agatized coral piece. You can see some of the remnants of the coral structure on the agate here. I thought that was really cool. I didn't notice that this was coral until I got it cleaned up. Some really nice colors in this one. Got some deep purples and orange. I found a really big chunk of a chert material. Got this cleaned up. It was the only material of this type that I found in that area. And I found this where all the geodes were. Really want to get these under a black light to see what they look like. That opalite's really gonna glow in a black light. And then I did find a couple of smaller thunder eggs that had this botryoidal pattern on the outside of them. And then I believe this is probably my favorite piece of agate that I found. It's got really dark reds in it. Super dark red running through that. I'm excited to get this one polished up and see if that red carries all the way through it. And that is going to make a beautiful piece right there. Found a couple of other colorful pieces of rock. I don't know if this is Wonderstone or what kind of rock this is or material. It's just really cool, really colorful. There was a whole mine pit just full of this smaller type of material. It's really soft though. It's about as soft as chalk. So yeah, some really neat pieces that we found out there. Let's get this drawing done. I got the hat out again. We only had 11 entries, so I put them back in the hat. So we'll just do a quick drawing and we'll see who's gonna win the crystals that we found on the last adventure, and we'll have a winner. So let's get this drawing done. We'll give the hat a good shake. All right, and the winner is Earth to Elegance. All right, congratulations. If you look at my profile, and I have a couple of links posted, you can reach out to me, send me a message or an email, and we'll get those crystals shipped out to you if you're watching this. I will also reply to your comment and tag you in it. So congratulations. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and as always, thanks for adventuring with Jaren. I'll see you guys on the next episode.